Script: a matter of life and death, over a million told to flee Florida Hurricane 1. Intro urgent opening. The screen opens with a red weather alert and a map of Florida showing the projected hurricane path. Intense, dramatic music plays in the background. Clips of stormy skies, strong winds, and people preparing for evacuation flash across the screen. Host: serious, urgent tone. This is not a drill, it's a matter of life and death. More than 1 million residents have been told to evacuate as a powerful hurricane barrels toward Florida's coastline. If you're in the storm's path, officials are warning, you must leave now. Text on screen: a matter of life and death. Florida Hurricane Evacuation Order. Scene 2. Hurricane Overview. Transition to a weather expert standing in front of a digital map of the hurricane's projected path. Graphics show the size and strength of the storm, with key stats appearing on the screen. Category 4 hurricane, wind speeds of 150 miles per hour, storm surge up to 15 feet. Weather expert: calm, but concerned. Florida is facing a Category 4 hurricane, one of the most dangerous storms we've seen in recent years. With sustained winds of up to 150 miles per hour, this hurricane has the potential to cause catastrophic damage. And it's not just the wind, we're talking about life-threatening storm surges, up to 15 feet in some areas, and widespread flooding. Clips of the Atlantic Ocean churning, and powerful storm clouds approaching. Host voiceover: cities along the Gulf Coast are bracing for impact, including Tampa, Naples, and Fort Myers, with warnings stretching inland. Scene 3. Evacuation mandates. Cut to scenes of long lines of cars on highways, people packing their belongings, boarding up windows, and gas stations running dry. News clips show officials holding press conferences. Host: serious. In the face of this deadly storm, Florida's governor has issued mandatory evacuations for more than 1.2 million residents. Evacuation zones span multiple counties, and shelters are opening up statewide to accommodate those who have nowhere else to go. Clip of Florida governor speaking at a press conference. Governor Stern: this storm poses a significant risk to life. If you're in an evacuation zone, you need to leave now. Roads will become impassable, and once the storm hits, emergency services may not be able to reach you. Scene 4. Impact on residents. Interview clips of Florida residents preparing for the hurricane. A family loading up their car, a shopkeeper boarding up windows, an elderly woman standing outside her home. Host voiceover: for many, this hurricane feels all too familiar. Residents, still recovering from previous storms, are now faced with the daunting task of fleeing yet again. Resident 1 frustrated: we've been through this before, but it never gets easier. You just pack up what you can and hope for the best. Resident 2 concerned: it's hard leaving home behind, not knowing if it'll still be standing when you come back. But we know we can't stay. Scene 5. Emergency response. Cut to scenes of emergency workers preparing boats, military trucks, and equipment for post-hurricane rescue operations. Helicopters are shown being prepped. Host urgent: emergency services are preparing for the worst. FEMA, the National Guard, and local authorities are on high alert, ready to respond in the aftermath. Supplies are being pre-positioned, and rescue teams are gearing up to move in as soon as it's safe. Clip of FEMA official speaking. FEMA official: calm but firm. We're coordinating resources across the state to ensure quick response times once the storm passes, but we urge residents: do not wait until it's too late to evacuate. This storm is unpredictable, and conditions can change rapidly. Scene 6. Safety tips for evacuation. Transition to the host providing clear evacuation advice, with tips appearing on the screen. Host informative, focused. If you're evacuating, here's what you need to do to stay safe. Know your evacuation route. Florida's highways are already seeing heavy traffic, so check for updates and plan ahead. Pack an emergency kit with essentials: food, water, medications, important documents, and extra clothing. If you have pets, make sure you know where pet-friendly shelters are. If you cannot evacuate, seek shelter immediately in a hurricane-safe building, preferably away from flood-prone areas. Scene 7. Possible outcomes and final warning: dramatic images of past hurricane damage, flooded streets, collapsed buildings, and destroyed homes. Clips of news reports showing rising floodwaters and overturned cars. Host: serious. The potential for devastation is real. Past hurricanes have shown us just how dangerous storms like this can be. Homes can be rebuilt, but lives cannot be replaced. That's why this evacuation is not just a recommendation, it's a matter of life and death. The screen flashes images of emergency shelters, with maps showing evacuation zones. Host: closing remark, sincere. If you're in an affected area, please heed the warnings. Take this storm seriously. And for those of you outside the evacuation zones, keep the people of Florida in your thoughts and be ready to help however you can in the aftermath. Scene 8. Outro: stay informed. The outro music begins tense but hopeful, showing people helping one another, emergency services on standby, and a calm before the storm. Host: calm but firm. We'll continue to monitor the situation closely and keep you updated as more information comes in. Stay safe, stay informed, and if you're in the evacuation zone, get out while you still can. For more updates and live coverage, subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media. Text on screen. Stay safe. More updates to come. The screen fades to black, with the sound of wind howling as the final image shows the path of the hurricane. End of script. This script emphasizes the urgency and gravity of the situation while providing vital information to viewers in a clear and direct manner. It balances concern, safety advice, and the emotional impact of evacuation.